Climate change has become the most perilous challenge of our time, a defining issue of which demands immediate action. Since dawn of industrialization, our planet's climate has been rising. From devastating forest fires to the dangerous rise of sea levels, the imperative for sustainable transformation has never been more pressing. At its core, climate change is driven predominantly by human activity, particularly the relentless release of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide. These emissions form a stifling blanket around the atmosphere, trapping the sun's heat and disrupting the delicate balance of our planet's climate systems. Consequently, the Earth's temperature continues to climb at an alarming rate, pushing us perilously closer to the brink of irreversible damage. How has climate change been approached? The Sustainable Development Goals are a set of 17 global goals adopted by the United Nations member states in 2015. SDG 13 is essential for just transformations to sustainability because it addresses the urgent need to mitigate climate change, promotes equity and social justice, supports the transition to clean energy, and protecting ecosystems. Sustainable transformations examine underlying drivers of a problem from a multi-level perspective where local-level initiatives gain force. For transformations towards sustainability to be considered just, they need to reorient environmental governments towards a wider understanding of justice principles. It is essential that we take on transformative changes for more sustainable futures by starting with transitions that are coordinated on state and market-based policymaking. In a world so interconnected, the transport sector has quickly become one of the largest contributors of greenhouse gas emissions. Decarbonising transport by creating zero-emission electric cars is a necessary change. This socio-technological transition differs dramatically from the combustion cars, instead relying on a rechargeable battery-driven car. Electric vehicles are becoming a globally recognised transition towards sustainability. For this change to be considered a transformation, electric vehicles must adopt a fundamental and impactful shift on a global scale, which allows there to be visible differences in order to mitigate the impacts of climate change. There are, however, many conflicting perspectives that surround this technology. The UK has pledged to increase the scale of production of electric vehicles by 2035, eventually phasing out the selling and production of petrol and diesel vehicles by 2050. In a local example, we dove into the Norwich Council and Department of Transport move to electric buses in the city. Norwich City has an extremely high level of air pollution. Being warned by the World Health Organization, the City Council partnered with the Department of Transport, implementing a successful scheme of zero-emission buses, aiming to reduce air pollution.
As one of the leading companies for electric vehicles, Tesla pride themselves on accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. In pursuit of this goal, they build products that are designed to replace some of the planet's biggest polluters. They claim to be conscious of risks associated with the mining of lithium for car batteries, such as with the impact on local water quality, biodiversity loss, indigenous lands and rights, and reduction in air pollution, and in response have constructed their own company sustainability council. Yet despite all these efforts to be as environmentally and socially conscious as possible, their existence hasn't benefited everyone. Panasonic are partnered with Tesla to produce lithium car batteries and recently joined a US project for lithium mining in Zacatecas, Nevada. This site is sacred to 22 tribes and is honoured as the place their ancestors were murdered and laid to rest after a genocidal war in 1865. As well as the historical significance, the site is also a critical wildlife habitat. Ranchers are worried about the intensive use of groundwater and the contamination of both the land and water from the sulphur used for the mining. Yet, companies still advocate that the lithium mining is an environmentally friendly practice, which could be considered an act of greenwashing. Local tribes constructed a lawsuit against the project for 4 violations. Unfortunately, this lawsuit was denied and the project is currently being proceeded.
I don't want to have the lithium mine to come here.
The Zacatecas site being mined for lithium for Tesla car batteries cannot be considered just, as it does not provide an equal distribution of benefits for all involved. Both the local people and environment at the site of Zacatecas do not benefit from this project and are in fact subsequent to significant negligence. Politics of a transformation also involves the politics of knowledge and culture, so building sustainable pathways also involves transformations of behaviour at both personal and collective levels to foster systemic reform and creating genuinely alternative futures.
We spoke to Ben Parry, an MP a part of the Green Party in Eastleigh, aiming to see his opinions on electrification and if this is a positive contribution for transitions to sustainability.
Is a positive for the environment. We have to go toward electrification. So yes, they are better for the environment, then they're not the panacea, they're part of quite a complex solution.
Are electric vehicles a just transformation to sustainability? The simple answer is no, but no solution was ever going to be perfect, as it does not seem to be possible in this current climate. It is still better to the alternative, which is to continue using petrol and diesel vehicles and continue to drive global warming.